So who were the now they deport in a week, 22nd of June, the war starts. Now, and here starts the calamities for the Jewish population. But who were, what are people, what is the main barrier? Who did the deportations? Who made the deportations? There are many stereotypes that these were the Jews. Because some Jews served in the NKVD. But all the documents were signed by the highest Russian and Lithuanian authorities. All the documents, lists were compiled. There were some Jews from the consulate who compiled lists for the Jews to be deported. Not for the Lithuanians, for the Jews. Today, there is some stereotype, as I say, in the society, making the Jews guilty for that deportation, for bringing communist regime to Lithuania, etc. It was, I think, intensified by the love propaganda. Love was a Lithuanian Front of Activists, a very strong nationalistic, pro-fascist organization, which organized in response to Soviet occupation. They had underground movements in Kaunas, in Vilnius, and then the biggest one was in Berlin, under the ambassador to Germany, Schirper. This was the strongest one. As they were in Berlin, they had support from Berlin, they had money, they would send agents, they would send arms, they would send proclamations, they would send everything. In a year, they managed, so to say, to raise the Lithuanian resistance, to say, and to put into the minds of the people that our main enemy is the communist, the Jew. Our main enemy is the communist, the Jew, the Bolshevik Jew. So it was an equality made between a party and a nationality. Yeah? Regime, the Soviet regime, the communist regime, and the Jewish people, which is absolutely incorrect and used even today as a stereotype. And so the war started. So you understand what chaos it was in Lithuania. Families were broken, local people, so they were angry. It was very much anger among the ordinary people. So it was very easy to push them to mind wash that it is the Jews who is guilty. Everyone is looking for a guilty one. Who is guilty that my father was deported or my uncle? The Jew. The Jew. So this way, the mood of the local society was not pro-Jewish, not pro-Jewish at all. So when the Jews paid the price for some Jews being in the NKVD, a very high price. And from the other side also, the Soviets, not having anybody here, they didn't rely upon Lithuanians, they didn't trust the Soviets, the Lithuanians, so they trusted more the Jews. So the Jews were taken into official governmental organizations to work, and as party members, in particular in the first months. So a farmer comes to the city, as usual. He comes for bank details, for any question he has. He sees a Jew. All of a sudden, he never saw a Jew under the bourgeois time. There were no Jews in governmental organization. All of a sudden, there sits a Jew. So it was a Jewish power. You understand? So this way, it was fatal. It was fatal. Under this situation, it doesn't justify the participation and the collaboration of some layer of local population in the murder, in the terrible murder. As Lithuanian historians say, Sužiedelis and Truska and Baublys and others, they say that the first week of the war was such a vicious, bloody murder that under during 1,000 years of Lithuanian history, it never ever happened. As this week, in particular in Kaunas. In Kaunas and in some neighboring towns and villages. So you see, so we are talking about Ponar, where 70,000 Jews died terribly, viciously. Here 60,000 Jews. In Kaunas 30,000 Jews, plus Jews brought from abroad. Now you have 10,000 of Austrian Jews here, you have German Jews here, you have other Jews here, brought to Lithuania, brought from France. Why would they have it from France during the war? The military, they needed transport, they needed everything, but they were worried to schlep here. Why? One moment, why? Can you tell me?
No, you tell us.
You
tell us.
First of all, it was the policy of the Nazis. To clean the territory they wanted for space, Lebensraum. They were looking for Lebensraum. To be clean of Jews. Because the Jew is the enemy, the communists. Later they would say, they would see with the Baltic states, they will be slaves, or we will kill those who are not fitting them, and so on. The Slavs, they will be just slaves, and so on. But the Jews has to be exterminated as a class. And secondly, why? So it was the core of the politics. That was the core. It was a crazy idea of Hitler, a paranoid idea. He saw these people as not human, which cannot be. God has created everyone. It's a God's creation. It's not Hitler's. It's not belonging to Hitler. Okay. So and the second reason why they would schlep them, here was that they were not sure enough how it will be accepted among the local people. Wouldn't they rebel? Wouldn't they stand against? And then it would be a noise in the world. And America will shout and scream, France will shout for human rights and so on. But when they saw that it is okay, that even before they come, local guys, with white armbands, armed, are humiliating, schlepping, meaning dragging the Jews and humiliating them for hours, likely to be killed. They say, it's okay. And this is a place where we can do it free. We know. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. That is why they schlep people from France, as I said, from Drancy and any other places. So, and so in Everstedt, we have a document, it will be exhibited later, when the head of the police, Revidis, on the 16th of August, gave an order to all the police precincts all over Lithuania to accumulate the Jews in one place and wait until an order will come. An order will come. So we have enough documents and local documents, German and Lithuanian authorities, to say that the functions of repressions were given to the Lithuanian police people under the supervision of the Germans. So it is here, of course, the first thing was the crazy Nazi politics, but also the wish to kill. The wish to kill that comes also from those reasons that I mentioned. Here, all the forests in Lithuania are full with Jewish blood, are sunk with Jewish blood.